Hey guys, it's Kate here. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Welcome back to my channel, Happy Healthy Moms. Today we are talking about something that's all over the media, the news, the world. Again, we are talking about the coronavirus, and today we are diving into the COVID-19 vaccine. You guys that are subscribers to my channel or have checked out my previous videos, you saw my personal experience with the Moderna COVID vaccine. So today we are going to break down your top questions regarding the COVID-19 vaccination. So let's go. Okay, so the number one question that I get asked all the time at work or messaged on here, it is, how can I get the vaccine? Well, the first thing you need to do in order to get the COVID-19 vaccination is to find out if you're eligible. So I live in New York State, so this is going to be for New York State only because I'm not super familiar with what other states are doing. But for New York State, I'm going to put the website above here. This is the link you're going to go to and to find out if you're eligible for the vaccine, because you have to, there's only certain phases right now that are eligible to get it. And once you find out if you're eligible for the vaccine, then it's going to direct you on where you can get it. It's going to give you certain locations that you can go to get that vaccine once you're actually eligible. If you're from other states, I know you can go to your local health department's website because New York's is the health.gov website. So if you're not from New York State, check out your local health department website and they should be able to direct you on if you're eligible to get the vaccine. So first thing you need to do is find out if you're eligible, then they will give you locations you can go to. All right, the second question I get asked a lot is, can I just go to my pharmacy and get it and walk in like a flu shot? Okay, yes and no. So yes, certain pharmacies are giving the COVID-19 vaccination, but we are only giving 65 years and older currently right now. So it might change in 2-3 weeks a month, but right now, today, if you're 65 and older, you can go to a pharmacy, certain pharmacies, and get the COVID vaccination. The pharmacies that are giving the COVID-19 vaccination, I'm sure had advertised. It's also going to be on that list from the health department. If you're eligible, it will give you a local pharmacy you're near that's doing the vaccinations. You do have to make an appointment. Yes, you do have to make an appointment. You can't just walk in. Pharmacies are giving 50, 60, 100 of these a day, and there's such a high demand, you can't just walk in and get. You do have to make an appointment, and each pharmacy has their own website and protocol in order to go about doing that. So yes, pharmacies are doing them, but only 65 and older. It doesn't matter if you have a paper from the doctor. It doesn't matter if you're in a phase that's open. If you are not 65 and older, you cannot go to your pharmacy and get the vaccine as of today. So I still get people all the time that book appointments that are under 65, and they come in and I say, I apologize, I can't give the vaccine to you because you are not over 65, and they get so mad. So just please, read the fine print, pay attention. If you are eligible but you're under 65, you have to find another location besides a pharmacy right now to get the vaccine. Pharmacies are huge with the elderly population, so my understanding was that the state just wanted pharmacies to really target the 65 age group and up in order to get them vaccinated. So that's what we're doing. So again, 65 and older can go to your pharmacy. Under 65, use that eligibility form to find a different location. Third question, what do I need for the vaccine? Well, you can watch my previous video too about what I brought and what I needed for my vaccine. But the main things you're going to need is that eligibility form, because we do need to see that you're eligible for it. Pharmacies are a little easier because we can tell if you're over 65, but for different locations, they're going to need to see that eligibility form. It's proof that you're eligible for the vaccine. Bring your driver's license and bring your insurance card. Those are the three main things that you want to bring: eligibility form, driver's license, insurance card. All right, number 4, what is the cost of the vaccine? It is free. Yes, it's free. So you ask, if it's free, why do I need my insurance card? I wish I had a good answer to that, but we're dealing with the government here and we still need to bill for the administration of the vaccine. Yes, the vaccine's free. The administration of it is free. You're not going to have to pay anything, but we still need to bill your insurance for the administration of the vaccine. That's just how it works. So it's free, you don't have to pay for it, just bring your insurance card. All right, number 5, is the vaccine mandatory? No, right now in New York State, I'm talking about New York here, it is not mandatory. You don't have to get the vaccine. Is it suggested? Absolutely. It's personal preference. I don't really want to get into whether you should get it or not because that's a whole topic for debate. My personal belief and my personal opinion is that you should get vaccinated if you're able to. So, like I said in my previous video, and I'm saying again today, that was my own decision for myself and my family. Is my husband getting vaccinated? Yes. So it's just a decision we made for our family. So you need to just weigh the pros and cons. And I believe that you should get vaccinated. But again, that's just my belief. It's not mandatory, but it's just your own personal decision. All right, number 6. Is the vaccine safe? I get asked this all the time. Well, is it safe? There's a ton of social media topics. Is the vaccine safe? My personal belief from my research and my knowledge is yes, the vaccine is safe. The FDA has an ongoing monitoring system for side effects. So once you get the vaccine, you're actually asked to report any adverse effects you have to the FDA. They keep watching for adverse events, for any long-term events that happen. And if any adverse event is reported, then they have experts on it like immediately. So far with all the research and all those personal adverse events coming in, yes, it is considered safe. Okay, number 7, can the COVID-19 vaccination give me the coronavirus? No. The COVID vaccine cannot give you COVID. It is not a live virus. The only chances of you ever contracting a virus from a vaccine is if it's a live virus, and even then it's so small. But the COVID-19 vaccination, any of the vaccines on the market right now, they are not live viruses, so you cannot contract COVID from the COVID vaccination. All right, number 8, how does it all work? How does the vaccine work? All right, this gets a little complicated. I'm gonna throw a little science at you, so just bear with me for a minute. So the Moderna and the Pfizer vaccines, Moderna and Pfizer, those are mRNA vaccines, mRNA. So what does that mean? What's an mRNA vaccine? It's a fairly new vaccine, and what it means is that it uses a small amount of the virus's genetic material, the mRNA, that's part of the genetic makeup of the virus. And it's pretty much like a roadmap for your body to create certain virus proteins. And once those virus proteins are made, then your body can create antibodies against those proteins as a way to protect yourself against the virus, because antibodies are what fight off the virus. So that way, if you're exposed to COVID, you're exposed to the virus, those antibodies, you're going to get that immune reaction. Those antibodies are going to attack that virus. You're not going to get the symptoms. It's kind of like you're giving your body the answers to the test. You're cheating. You're giving your body the genetic material of COVID so it knows how to fight it when it's exposed. So you're just giving your body the answers to the COVID test. You're telling it how to fight it off. Now the Johnson & Johnson vaccine is different. That one is not an mRNA vaccine. That one is a vector vaccine. And I'm going to talk about that in another video when I break down the 3 different vaccines. So definitely make sure to tune into that one. Just subscribe now so you don't miss that video when it comes out, because the vector vaccine is a little different. But right now the main one are Moderna and Pfizer, and those are the mRNA vaccines. All right, number 9, we are moving right along. If I am on medications or antibiotics, can I still get the COVID-19 vaccination? Yes, you can. I get this question every day in the pharmacy, and it's completely safe on any medication you're on, or even if you're on an antibiotic, to get the COVID-19 vaccination. It's so difficult to get this vaccine right now, especially with the Moderna and Pfizer having 2 doses. You can't really miss that second dose window. So they are saying it's completely fine if you're on medications or antibiotics to still get the COVID-19 vaccination. If you have had COVID, can you still get the COVID-19 vaccination? So this one gets a little tricky. Short answer, yes, but it depends timing-wise. So if you have been treated with, if you tested positive for COVID and you were treated with antibodies for COVID, you need to wait 90 days before you can get the COVID-19 vaccination. If you had COVID but you had no symptoms, or you weren't treated with antibodies, or you had light symptoms, then it's recommended to wait 20 days before you get a COVID-19 vaccination. You do have to wait 2 weeks in between any other shots you get. So once you get your first dose, don't schedule a flu shot or a shingles shot in a week. That's going to screw things up a little bit, and you might have some challenges getting your second dose. So don't schedule any other vaccinations if you're planning on getting your COVID vaccine, because any other vaccinations you have to wait 2 weeks to give your immune system a break before you can get the COVID vaccination. Allergy-wise, the only allergy to, I know Moderna and Pfizer right now, is polyethylene glycol. That's the main ingredient in Miralax. That's the only thing that they found allergy to as far as, allergic reactions and like that. If you're pregnant, can you still get the COVID-19 vaccination? Yes, you can still get the COVID vaccination if you're pregnant or nursing. The CDC has stated that there's no evidence that the vaccine will harm the fetus at all or have any issues with fertility. I know that's a big thing on social media right now, since it's a genetic makeup virus isn't going to interfere with the development of the fetus. So currently the CDC says it does not, and there's no evidence against that. So again, if you're pregnant, definitely talk to your OBGYN. It's going to be a personal, decision. I'm not telling you if you're pregnant you need to get it. I'm not telling you if you're pregnant you don't need to get it. That's a decision you need to discuss with you and your doctor. I'm just telling you the evidence and telling you what the CDC has stated. So please no hate comments. Thank you. All right, guys, number 10, one I get asked every single day at work. What are the side effects to the vaccine? This is a big one. There's a ton of things out there scaring everyone. So let's look at the facts. All right. The side effects between the first and the second shot can vary. But diving right in, so Moderna and Pfizer, there's two shots. The first vaccine, really just arm soreness. Your arm's going to hurt. It's going to be sore. I tell people when I give the shot, probably 8 to 10, 12 hours after you get it, you're going to notice your arm hurting a little bit. When you wake up the next morning, kind of feels like you got punched. Mine was a little stiff. I had trouble, remember moving it, extending it. Kind of can feel even like a tetanus shot where your muscle just gets stiff and tight. It does hurt a little bit. The arm is going to hurt the next day. So first shot, really just arm soreness. The second one is the one all over the media and the news right now that's scaring everyone, all these side effects to the second shot. So that's why with the second shot, you have more of a immune reaction, just because it's a bigger immune response that you're getting because your body already knows what this is, and it goes into like attack mode. So there are a lot of things out there right now about allergic reactions to the shot. We make you wait 15 minutes after each vaccination to ensure there are no allergic reactions. There's so much stuff on the media right now about all these allergic reactions to the vaccine. Personally, I haven't heard of any in our area really having an allergic reaction where they need an EpiPen type deal. The biggest thing you're going to notice, first shot arm pain, second shot some flu-like symptoms. Motrin Tylenol, I did that. You can take that. It's completely fine if it bothers you that much. Okay, so question number 11, do I need a booster shot? I get this asked so much at work. Do I need a booster? Right now, we don't know. We don't know if in a year you're going to need a booster. This vaccine, the virus itself is new. We don't know if in 2 years it's going to mutate and you're going to need a booster shot. We need to do whatever we can to continue prevention. Even after you get the vaccine, it's still important to wear a mask. I always tell people that, once you're fully vaccinated, it takes 2 weeks to really develop that full immunity where you're going to be 94 to 95% protected against the symptoms. But just because you yourself are vaccinated and protected against the symptoms, it doesn't mean that you couldn't carry it and pass it along to someone that is not vaccinated. So if you're around small children, infants, immunocompromised people, or people that just aren't vaccinated in general, it's still important for you to wear a mask. So is it going to be a yearly vaccine? Maybe. We just don't know. There's just not enough time has passed to really determine if there's going to be a booster that's needed or if it's going to be a yearly vaccine. So right now we're saying no, that a booster is not needed currently right now. Like I said in the beginning, things change every single day. Anyone that works in healthcare right now administering these vaccines, like, I feel you, because every single day we have a plan and then the plan changes, and it's just every day it changes. There's just so much new information. Currently right now, if you're getting Moderna or Pfizer, it is a 2-dose vaccination. Like I said, first one helps your body recognize the virus, and then the second one strengthens that immune response even more. Okay, number 12. I debated whether throwing this question in, but I just had to because I get so passionate when people ask me this or say this that I just felt the need that I needed to share my opinion based on my research. Okay, so was the vaccination rushed? I get this all the time. I see it all the time. I don't want to get the vaccine. It was rushed. It came on the market way too quickly. It was super rushed. It's not safe. Was it developed quickly? Yes, but let's understand why. Like, please educate yourself, get the facts before you make statements like it was completely rushed, it's unsafe. Because a lot of those are on social media right now and it scares people. And if you don't have the full facts, you really are in no place to make that kind of assumption. So once you educate yourself and do a little research, if you personally don't feel good about it, then don't get the vaccine. Like I said, it's not mandatory. But I'm going to break down the research I found when I dived into this. All right, so let's talk about this. The COVID virus itself is not a new virus. The COVID-19 strain, that is the new virus out. But COVID itself, that is not a new virus. So the COVID-19 is already similar to other viruses that have already been out. So researchers already kind of knew what the virus looked like. It already had the base work and the framework for what the virus looked like. And that is sometimes the biggest struggle in trying to find a vaccine, is figuring out what the virus looks like. Because if you don't know what the virus looks like under that microscope, you don't know how to attack it and fight it. So they already had a jump start. They already knew pretty much what the virus was going to look like because they already were familiar with COVID. So they already had a head start. The second thing that I don't think a lot of people realize, and even when I read this, I was like, wow, that's a really good point. So guys, we're in 2020, we're in 2021. I mean, the technology and the research that we have is crazy different than even 10 years ago. And the entire world was working on this vaccine. It wasn't just the US, it wasn't just China. The entire world was working on the COVID-19 vaccination at the same time. So you have the brightest, smartest, top of the line researchers and facilities all over the world collaborating, and it's 2020, 2021. They were able to communicate their results and with each other in real time. You can get things done a lot quicker. It wasn't 30 years ago where, they had a group of people working on it and then they had to, mail this person or send the results to this person. Guys, they had the whole world working on this, and the technology we have is just insane. I mean, you can FaceTime someone in another time zone in, South Africa and chat with them in real time and share your results. So things were able to move along a lot quicker. You have more players involved, so obviously it's going to be easier to get the research done. It allowed them to study a larger amount of people in a shorter amount of time. You study more people, you're going to have more results, so it's going to move the process along quicker. So they also allowed them to start manufacturing the vaccine before the trials were fully finished. And this allowed them that the second that the trials were completed, the vaccine could go to market. That was something new. So in that respect, yes, it was pushed along quickly, but it was necessary, it was needed. So they allowed the manufacturing of it, the creation of it, to be started before even the trials were done, so it could be on the market as quickly as possible. So I think that's where a lot of people don't realize or don't think about when they say, was the vaccine rushed? Yes, it was pushed along quickly, but there's a lot of reasoning behind that. So now that you have that information, maybe it'll help make or break your decision. And there's another question that I get a lot, and that is out there right now, is this thing called herd immunity. So what is herd immunity? They're saying that until the majority of the population gets vaccinated and we get this herd immunity, you're going to have to continue to wear masks. So what's herd immunity? So this means that we need a large amount of the population vaccinated, the herd, that's our population. We need a large amount of the herd vaccinated, because once that happens, past shows that the virus really doesn't have anywhere to go. So it slowly dies. It slowly kind of fizzles out. So until, as a whole, as a group, we can become vaccinated and provide that herd immunity to the people that can't be vaccinated. So that's why it's important, and that was a big make or break decision for me and my family to get vaccinated. I have little kids that can't get the vaccine yet. So until we have that herd immunity, my children are still at high risk. So that's why it's important to get vaccinated, because we need the majority of the population to be vaccinated so the vaccine doesn't have many places to go and doesn't have a way to affect a lot of people. So then the populations, like little kids that can't get the shot, have protection. So I really don't want to get a lot into vaccinating your kids, not vaccinating your kids, because it's such a topic for debate, and I really don't feel like seeing just negative comments, but I'm going to just touch on it a little bit. People choose to not vaccinate their children, and it's fine. It's your child. It's your decision. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your child. But you need to realize that just because you don't vaccinate your child doesn't mean that they miraculously don't get mumps. They don't miraculously get, polio. It's not magic. They don't get, measles or mumps because we have herd immunity to measles and mumps and polio, because the majority of the population is vaccinated. So just think about that. If you're scared about the vaccination, think about how it was, when our parents or grandparents were little and they were getting measles and mumps and these child illnesses that could really have an effect on you. Children don't get that anymore. And if you're not vaccinated against it, if you chose not to vaccinate your kid, they didn't by some miracle not get it. It's because of that herd immunity. There's so many people vaccinated against those viruses. The virus has no place to go, so it does not spread. So, like I said, if you don't vaccinate your kids, your decision. I'm not going to go there, but just know your facts. Okay, guys, so with that being said, those are the top questions I get all day, every day about this vaccine. I hope I answered some of your questions. If you guys have any further questions or further comments about the vaccine, feel free to message me, drop a comment. I'll be more than happy to even make another video if I have more and enough of a response to this. So hopefully I eased some of your minds a little bit, answered some questions. And like always, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Please like this video, give it a thumbs up. I appreciate all of you watching and all your support more than you guys realize. So definitely subscribe to the channel so I can bring you more videos like this, and be sure to turn that bell on, because that video breaking down Moderna versus Pfizer versus Johnson & Johnson vaccine is coming your way soon. So thanks again, guys, for watching. I hope everyone has a great day, and congrats to everyone that is fully vaccinated. Let's hope we can just get through another year, and maybe next year at this time, all this will be behind us. Let's cross our fingers. So everyone stay happy, healthy, and we will talk soon. Bye, guys.